Hey, I decided I'm gonna make a video for China. I already told, everyone what China did, just in case if, you're someone who wants to watch the videos, you know what China did. Cough, cough, the no limit guy. Cough, cough. Anyways, I haven't fully updated my board for Japan and all their moves. I only update what they did in China. And my board down in the south is just a mess. Still haven't put any USA troops in the board. So that's still a mess. But China didn't do much. You might notice there's no Chinese units on the board. So, it isn't going to be a very long video. So, of course, that means I have to drag out the video as long as I can, okay? That is the goal. If I can make this video be an hour long, then, that's great. So, how we can do this first by saying how much money China has. Once again, I haven't really been updating the money, especially for like the USA. Oh, I don't even have the USA money on here because I really don't care about what's not right next to me. I'll update it if it gets important to me. So China has 1, 2, 12 IPCs. So they're going to buy. I'll walk back over. 1, 2, 3, 4 infantry units. Jeez, this is only 2 minutes. Okay, we gotta make this be longer. These 4 units are going to go into one of these 3 Chinese territories. Let's play a guessing game. Which 3 territory do you think? It's this one. Okay, Sinkang. This is still taking too quickly. Okay, now let's just show you my table. It's a very big table because the board's very big, but then imagine the table being even bigger. It's a very big table, because this is the regular, out of the box game board. I mean, I could get my own print of it if I really wanted to. And what is this? This is about 3 feet by 6 feet, the game board. It's not really 3 feet by 6 feet, but it's about, I think it's like 35 inches by like 70 inches. So it's, minus 2 inches on the edge and 1 on the other edge. But so 3 feet by 6 feet. Well, my table's much bigger than that. It's a very big table. Very, very, very big. Here's where I keep all my stuff at. This is, all my other country roundels. I don't know why these are here. I don't recall placing these here. Huh. Anyways, I got historical board gaming coasters. I don't use coasters at all. Got some units for 36. I'll paint these units if I spray paint these units if I actually ever played 36. Got neutral infantry. More pieces I'll spray paint if I played 36. Factories. Got all the factories if I played 36. Markers if I played 36. Dice if I played 36. Got the roundel upgrade. More stuff if I played 36. I would use these chips if I played 36. I have the 36 board. I should make sure that. I got... Oh, this bag is open. I didn't realize. Got these weather tokens and city tokens and ability tokens for 36. See, those go in this bag. No, but then I also got the board. The battle board. The 2 battle boards. Here's the 40 battle board. Here's the tech chart. Underneath that's the construction chart. Have over there my IPC chart. Got this. This is my wargaming tweezer for my hex encounter games. This is not what you would use for hexes now, but if you had a hex encounter game like Unconditional Surrender or Rise and Decline of the Third Reich, World in Flames, any of those games where you have a hex grid and counters on it, you would use like this. And you would, of course, unhinge, and this is for half-inch counters. This is just makes them really easy to pick up, especially on a very large wargaming board, because they do tend to use paper mats and cardboard counters. And so I should show one of those. Maybe that would help with the time. Hold on, I gotta put this back into, has like this plastic cap put on it. So my tweezers specifically for those. If you don't know a lot about hex encounter gaming, it might seem a bit of a weird thing to get, but I've seen people carry some hefty tweezers, like absolutely ginormous tweezers. I don't even know how they found tweezers that big. I still don't know how people find tweezers that big. My rule books. Is that, you know, I got the 36 map. It's under this table, and that I got the large version. Not a lot of people got the large version. I got the large version. To me, bigger the better. You know, if I can't fit into my house, then it must be amazing. So I can fit this. I can fit the large 5 feet by 10 feet. You know, 60 inches by 120 inches onto this table, if I was to ever play it. Anyways, now that we are at 7 minutes, exactly again, let's go back to China. There is more China has to do, yes, because we have special house rules in Enderman's game. I should actually say with Enderman's game, season 3, I know we're on like season 4, right? This is season 4. Season 3, it's funny. I look at the Axis and Allies Reddit, which isn't even called Axis and Allies, it's called Axis Allies. And I saw Enderman's post for, if you want to join season 3. And I just felt like I didn't really have the time to join season 3. And I was like, I don't really have the time for this at the current moment. And then my friend Paul, I don't think he saw the Reddit post. No, I would be shocked if Paul used Reddit. He's UK. He does UK. But he did season 3. I don't know how he discovered it. Maybe on YouTube. Who knows? And then he asked me, because there was still a spot open, hey, do you want to join? We're doing a YouTube game in Demen's season 3. I'm like, I didn't tell that to Paul, but I was like, I knew about that. Wow. I'm surprised that it hit me twice. I guess, it's a bit of a small world, but I wasn't expecting to be hit twice with, that. But I told him, not really at this time, but season 4. Joined into season 4, okay. So we have partisans, and how they work is that if any nation's economy reaches a certain point, which is different for each nation, they get 3 partisans to place. China's 3 IPCs is what they have to have before they can get partisans. There are 3 IPCs, so they get partisans. They get 3 partisans. They have to be placed on original controlled territory that is enemy occupied but has no troops in it, so it's only specific. So I don't think the Axis realized that these territories along here are original Chinese territories. I had a discussion with them, and the rule book does say they are. Oh, that would be a good thing to take up time. So we got to get this to 15 minutes. That way I get my non-existent ad revenue. Okay? If we go to the Pacific rule book, I should add an intro to this video, like the others do. That can extend my time. Where does this go? I don't know. Anyways, let's find the China rules. Here we go. Some of these territories begin the game already under Japanese control. They are still considered Chinese territories for the purposes of original ownership. And so how it works is that those 3 partisan units I get, where are they? Here they are. I get to place them on Japanese controlled Chinese, so I can't place them here. I have to place them in Japanese control that there are no Japanese forces on. So the Japanese, they did all their plans like this to prevent me from doing that. But, haha, I got these spaces. So I'm taking Shanghai, I'm taking Shantung, and I'm taking Kiangsai. So I'm bad at these names. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing them correctly, but Kiangsai and Kiangsu, Shantung. Haha, I'm taking them because I'm amazing. I'm the best of the best. Especially when I play against myself. I always beat myself. Shoot, 4 more minutes. Okay, let's show the battle dice I have. Also, of course, I have the dice that came with the game. I have, but my young grasshopper battle dice. And there's my 36 board. Young grasshopper battle dice. You roll them. They're great. Let's show. Do I have? What can I do to take up the time? Is it down here? Yeah, I got some other games. I'm too lazy to put games away, so I just sort of put them on the chair. Access and Allies, Europe. Unconditional surrender back there. There it is. I don't know if you can see it this way, but Axis Knives, Guadalcanal. And I think under that I have like Battle for Moscow. That's a paper game. But I have a lot of the Axis and Allies games. The only one I'm sad I don't have is Axis and Allies World War One. That's the only one I'm so sad I don't own. I do like Axis and Allies. Well, okay, I love Axis and Allies. I love a lot of games. I'm not really a video game person. Given the choice between tabletop and video game, the answer is always tabletop. But it's a bit more than just that. I like games that have, all the rules. This right here, in my hands, I have all the rules for this game, besides the house rules. But right there is every single rule, every single minute detail in the entire game. There'll never be a point of the game where, I don't know what's happening with something because there's a rule about it. That doesn't mean, I know what other players are thinking, or if, there's a game where there's hidden orders, I don't know what's happening. But I like games where I know every single possible, thing that can happen. And I know the odds of things happening. That's why I don't like games. That's sort of the main reason I don't like the Paradox games or really any computer game, is because they don't come with the rule book. If computer games came with a rule book, I might be more interested in them. Okay, this is 14 minutes. Got my bases here. Got that as well. I got a lot of stuff. I got like damage marker. Of course, there's no boat right there. I'm just too lazy to pick up stuff. Got my, custom factories and custom air bases around those on my infantry. Let me tell you a bit of a story about how I got my Axis and Allies games, because the only ones I don't have, it depends a bit on how you count games. I have, do you count Jetco as an addition? I don't really count Jetco as an addition. I don't count, Axis and Allies 1940 first edition as different than second edition. Sure, they're technically two different games, but they're so similar. I'm not gonna count them. I don't count them as really two different games. So using that, but I do count first edition of 42 and second edition of 42, Spring 42. Very different. They're two different because it's an entirely different map and everything. But with that being said, there's only 3 Axis and Allies games I don't own. World War One, Revised, and Spring 42 Second Edition. Even though Spring 42 Second Edition is supposed to be the staple one, I don't own that one. And the really only one I'm sad I don't own is World War One, because if I really wanted to get Revised or Spring 42 Second Edition, I can get that someday. Probably quite easily, probably still very cheap. World War One I can't get for cheap. But the first one I got was 41, the obvious. That's, I wanted to find a World War II board game. It really marked a change in me, I would say. Before, I played a lot of board games, and I like board games more than video games. I still do, because I rarely even touch video games. Even back then, I rarely touched video games. But I wasn't actively trying to find the game. In 41, Axis on 41 is the first time I was really trying to find the game I wanted. I was trying to find a World War II game. That led me on to Axis on 41. Got that game. Loved it. I was like, this is amazing game. Sure, a bit hard for me to understand the rules at first, but I'm a smart guy. I can do it. I don't exactly remember the older one. I think next one I got was Classic. I think. I think next one I got was Classic. And then I got, for my birthday, that was when Zombies came out. So I was gifted Zombies. And then, for Christmas is when I got, the 40 game. Got the D-Day game. From after that, I don't remember the exact order. When did I get? I got Nova. Purely because I thought I would never be able to get it again. Entirely lie. I can probably still very easily get Nova if I really wanted to. I don't know if I regret that or not. I still like that I have it. After Nova, met this guy for absolutely fantastic. I want to run into him again. He's a war gamer here. Don't know why I haven't run into him again, but he was selling some of his war games. Well, not really selling. We randomly meet into each other. I say, I like Axis and Allies, and he says, oh, I have a bunch of Axis and Allies games that I can just get rid of. I'm like, sure, I'll take those. I got Axis and Allies Pacific, Axis and Allies Battle of the Bulge, and Axis and Allies Guadalcanal. The Guadalcanal is basically entirely unopened. That was amazing. And everything else, all the pieces there. So that was just amazing. And that was really cheap. He gave them to me. He even said, and a Guadalcanal and Battle of the Bulge go for very expensive, so I'm not surprised if you turn around and sell them. I'm not selling them because I want to have them. And then I got Europe just because I saw it on Facebook Marketplace. I was like, you know what? It's on Facebook Marketplace, so I'm going to get it. And then before I got Europe, I got 42 First Edition because I went to this game store. Awful selection of games, well, at least not games that I like. And then I saw that they had just on this, they had this second area where they were making all these terrain stuff. I assume they do miniature stuff, but they had some of these old 70s Avalon Hill games, I would say, just sitting there, just 3, I would say. And I was like, oh, can I just look at them? I'm not buying them, you know, because they're not in the store. They're on, you know, their table where they're creating the terrain. But I'm like, oh, I'll just go over there and look. And I walk that way. And as I walk that way, the wall just sort of wraps back around. And they just have this back section with this giant shelf with like the best board games ever created just sitting right there. And I'm like, is this for sale? And they're like, no, these are our games. But maybe, you know, I mean, maybe we might sell some of them, you know, if you're interested in some of them. And I see Access to Nice Spring 42 First Edition. They actually had two different copies, so we pulled them off and we figured out which one's the best one. I was like, can I buy this? And they're like, oh yeah, we've like never played that before. Okay. I also got a few other games there. It was like Rise and Decline of the Third Reich. That's a classic 70s World War II game. You ever played it before? No. Can I have it? Yeah, sure. Origins of World War II. Classic 70s World War II game that I'm interested in. Ever played it before? It's entirely unpunched. Are you really sure that you play these games? I mean, basically I could take whatever game I really wanted from that shelf. But I got Spring 42 First Edition, and that was basically how I got all those games. So I got Nova, Classic, Europe Pacific, the 1940 games, 1941, Spring 42 First Edition, all the three theater games, you know, D-Day, Battle of the Bulge, Guadalcanal, and yeah, oh, and Zombies. I actually have 3 copies of Classic. I got Classic 3 times, because one was the first time I got it, and then the second time I got Classic was when I got the Battle of the Bulge and Guadalcanal for that great deal, and it was actually 2 Classics games in one box, because he had bought it 2 Classic games, and it came with the Axis and Allies Advanced Realism Rules variant booklet inside of it. I mean, that's how you know that guy played that game. So I really want to meet him again. Oh, this is 22 minutes now. Wow. You know, we can definitely get our ad revenue now. I'm going to get 0.00 of a penny. Okay. Well, actually, I don't think I even have ads set up. You'll probably still get an ad. It's just, I didn't set that up. It's just probably YouTube being like, here's an ad. I don't know how that works. I don't know much about that type of stuff. Anyways, so we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, $9. We saved no change, so we're going to end our turn with 9 IPCs. Hooray. Yeah. Oh yeah, you know, I'm too lazy to add an intro to this video now. I said earlier I was going to add an intro. Now we're not going to do that. We'll just let this be at, you know, 23 minutes and 10 seconds.